guys, the sun is shining. I feel like every time I talk to you guys on every cooking video, I'm talking about the weather. Like, how lame is that? I can do better. Anyways, welcome to my channel. My name is Rachel, and today we are making falafels. And in case you didn't know, I went to Israel a few months ago, and I cannot stop talking about it because it was amazing. So anyways, falafels they're big in the Middle East, and when I went, I ate a ton of them, and I never got sick of them. Like, they were so delicious. And what I noticed about the falafels in Israel were that they were so crispy and crunchy, and then they were like fluffy on the inside. And so I thought I would try to make as authentic as I could with what I had in my pantry, falafels. My sister actually told me when I came back from Israel, I want you to make some falafel. So anyway, let's get into the recipe. I'm glad you guys tuned in, and we're just gonna go ahead and get started because there's no need to keep talking, right? So, ingredients, you're gonna need, obviously, chickpeas. So, if you want authentic falafels, then you need to have dried chickpeas. Throughout the Middle East, this is a very popular dish. It's high in fiber, it's high in protein. It's very popular in Egypt as well. In fact, at one point in Egypt, they had on the McDonald's menu a Mac falafel, like, no kidding. So anyways, you want dried chickpeas and you want to soak them overnight. And then you want to use them the next day. And that's most of the time you will not see them using like canned chickpeas. But if you're in a hurry or a pinch like me, or if that's all you got, use the canned. They're not going to be as authentic, but they're still going to be so delicious. So yeah, but you want soaked chickpeas. You want to soak them overnight. So let's start with our herbs. So I have here some fresh parsley, so we're going to throw that in. And I'm throwing in the herbs first because this is a fairly small food processor, if you hadn't noticed. And so we want to make sure that the herbs are finely ground. And then I'm going to throw in some cilantro. Okay, so that's amazing. And we went ahead and we ground up our herbs and onions. So I put about a half a cup of onion in here. I put a couple tablespoons of fresh parsley and a couple tablespoons of cilantro. If you do not have cilantro, you could use coriander. So we blended this up because this is a very small food processor. We want to make sure the herbs are finely ground. So I just went ahead and I did that first. Okay, so I think that's good. All right. So next we're going to add our chickpeas. And then I have this fermented crushed chili peppers. So I'm going to use about, I don't know, half to a teaspoon of that. And these are just fermented crushed chili peppers. You could use whatever chili pepper you have, or you could just skip it. And you could also use like cayenne pepper if you wanted to too. But I just love the flavor that this gives. It is just so good. So if you have some fresh chilies, use that. If you have like you know, some red chilies or green chilies, whatever you have, then you can use those. And then we're going to pour in 1 teaspoon of cumin and about a half teaspoon of coriander. The coriander is dried coriander and it is optional, but it's a commonly used ingredient in falafels. So we're going to throw that in there. If you go through the Middle East and you go through Egypt, everybody kind of has their own way of doing it. But this is like the basis, you know, like the basis way that they do it. We're going to put in a pinch of sea salt. A few pinches of sea salt. And then a commonly used ingredient is baking powder. So this is a commonly used ingredient. I have about a half a teaspoon of baking powder here. You could do more, but I think less is more, so half a teaspoon. And then you want a couple cloves of garlic. This is just really finely minced garlic. So I'm just going to go ahead and throw that in here. Probably should have used a spoon to do this. A little messy. And then that's it. I have some buckwheat flour that I may use if the mixture, if I feel like it needs to hold together a little better, I will add a couple tablespoons of buckwheat flour. And let's just do this. Let's just blend this. Now, if you have a small one like mine, you may do it in like 2 batches if you have a small one like mine, but just So usually a lot of the ones that I ate when I was in Israel, they fried them. So I had some that were fried. So I'm gonna fry them, and I'm also gonna bake them for my oil-free friends out there. So we're gonna have a baked version, we're gonna have a fried version. We're just going to take the mixture out. Cookie dough, you can use that. So I'm gonna eyeball mix that together. I'm using buckwheat flour because it just goes well and it's a gluten-free option. So I like things to be gluten-free. So form them with your hand. Preheat your oven or so, because we're gonna pop these in there. Now, one last thing that I like to do, and this is my own little spin on it. I'm going to roll these in breadcrumbs, a few of them anyway. And so it's just gonna make them extra crispy. And also, another tip for you, if you have coriander seeds and cumin seeds, toast those and throw that in with the mixture. Oh my goodness, the falafels will be even better. Like, that would bring it up a total notch. But I don't have cumin or coriander seeds. My kitchen's not that fancy, so I'm just using dried. But if you have that, use it. So I'm going to give me a small little bowl. Okay guys, so the falafels have been cooked and I baked the oil-free ones and then I shallow fried the other ones. So I thought I would recreate like a sandwich like I had it when I was in Israel and like I have in my favorite Mediterranean restaurant. So I've eaten falafels for years, but it was cool to actually make them thinking more along the lines of making them more authentic rather than just making them the Americanized way, which I'm used to doing. Bread, the flatbread, is my basic yogurt flatbread. You could also use the Lebanese flatbread. That will work great for this recipe as well. So whichever one that you want to use, you can use. I think it's time for a taste test. It is so good. It reminds me of when I was at Jewish Quarter. Yes, we did it. You see how I'm eating it like a taco? If you'd like to see more, subscribe for more, and I will see you guys again very soon. I'll see you guys later. Bye.